What up, good people? Back with today's reflection. And today's reflection, I want to talk about the importance of the Holy Spirit. A lot of us, we have a relationship with God. We've given our life to Jesus Christ, but we don't really have a relationship with the Holy Spirit. And to let us know how important the Holy Spirit was, that's one of the only sins that God said he wouldn't pardon. That's the only sin that's unforgivable. It's blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. When Jesus Christ was getting ready to leave, he said the Father was sending an advocate, and the advocate was the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit will be with us forever. But there's a lot of us that's walking around that don't have the Holy Spirit in us. And to understand if you have the Holy Spirit, you have to have the fruits of the Holy Spirit, which is love, which is peace, which is kindness, which is gentleness, which is self-control. Things that you can't hide. You can't put on a mask and portray that you love somebody. You can't put on a mask and portray that you kind. Eventually, the fruits of the flesh will come out, and the fruits of the flesh is, evil, hatred, racism, drunkenness, a party spirit, staying high and stuff all the time, lying, stealing, cheating, jealousy, envy. Those are the fruits of the flesh. And so just because you're in a relationship with God, how many people are in a relationship with a spouse and they still have other relationships? So you could be in a relationship with God, go to church and really believe in God. But the fruits that you show, outside of when you in God's presence, or when you acknowledge in God's presence, are fruits of the flesh, which is, so you in a relationship with God, but you cheating on God with the devil because you're doing the works of the devil. Some people, you go to church and then as soon as you get out of church, somebody cut you off in traffic and you cussing them out. That's not operating in the Holy Spirit, fruits of the Holy Spirit. And so that's what we have to be intentional about is understanding what fruit we want to be putting out to the world, because regardless of what we think, you can't hide the fruit. Like I said before, I could tell my neighbors that I'm growing an orange tree, and if they look at the tree and they see nothing but apples on there, they're gonna know that I'm lying. I'm growing an apple tree, not an orange tree. And so you could tell somebody how you are all day long. It's what you show. It's what you do. It's what they see. And so let's focus on building a relationship with the Holy Spirit so that we can have good fruit. And so God can look at us and see that we are being good and faithful servants.